so tired. Oh goddamn it. So very tired. I want to go sleep, but I skipped yesterday's uploads, so I need to upload. Some of my last couple of videos have been discussing not safe for work of certain subject matter. You know, I think not safe for work is a subject matter in itself, and depending on what the content contains, it could be a bad one. No, most of the time it's a bad one, but you know what I mean. I wouldn't be covering not safe for work if it wasn't to do with something bad. But oh, of course I have to talk about it again because it's what I do. And especially when you are making not safe for work of minors, but trying to excuse it with the excuse that they are aged up despite not changing any of the physical appearances in this not safe for work. So there's no way to really tell that this character was 18. Hey Hot Pocket, I'm Salty. And welcome back to another one of my video escapades where I talk about stuff because that's what I do. And sometimes, some of the time, have fun with it. Which is what I attempt to do with each one of my videos. But hello, I'm Salty. And today I'm going to be talking about Erin Clover. Erin Clover has caused a lot of drama recently in the My Hero Academia community. My Hero Academia community is not a good it's not a good combinations of words, which is something that I don't frequent in, for obvious reasons. I mean, I don't frequent in it because this video is like a perfect example of why I don't frequent in that community. This drama has basically been circulating around them because there's self-internship with Bakugo, and much more that I'll get into later. I first want to state some trigger warnings, as well as the self-promo, and I'd like to just first say, go watch Streamline Workshop, Jesus Christ. Streamline Workshop's video, because theirs will be like 1,000 times better than this one. I'm sorry that if I mess up my words, it's really late at night and I'm gonna be really giggly and laughy. There'll be mentions of like not safe for work of minors and stuff like that, so if you don't want to get into the nitty and gritty of gross stuff like that, I'd recommend clicking off this video now. Maybe go watch like some Giannis airball compilations, I don't know. And finally, before I do get into the video, hi, I'm Salty. If you've never seen me on the platform YouTube before, that's probably because my videos suck. Now, time to tell you why you should subscribe to this horrible content. I really do encourage you to subscribe, though. It would really mean a lot and it would help out the channel. And if you like the video, it'll spread more awareness on this, because in my time seeing this, including my video, I've seen 3 videos on this situation, so it should be talked about more than it already is. Moving on to the video. Follow my Twitter, by the way. Now, Erin Clover originally got popular on Instagram for their My Hero Academia OC. The most of their posts were them shipping themselves with an aged-up version of the My Hero Academia character Bakugo. Some of those posts are actually still up on their account, despite a lot of them actually being deleted because of this entire drama happening, so I don't have access to a lot of screenshots, which isn't very poggers. Despite having their OC shipped with Bakugo, the creator of the OC is around 20-something years old, confirmed by an Instagram user saying 26 or 27, but since I don't have any evidence, I'm gonna say somewhat adult. So we're just gonna go with 20 and above, or 18 and above, legally making them an adult. Which, okay, having your OC shipped with a canonically 16 or 17-year-old, maybe even 15, I can't quite remember, I don't watch My Hero Academia often, is a little sus, but I don't think there's nothing inherently wrong. I think it's just my spidey sense. But apparently my spidey sense is right. And what I mean by my spidey sense is right was that there was a Patreon link, linked, or at least a screenshot of it on an Instagram post, exposing, you know, Erin, because Erin had drawn Box from My Hero Academia, Bakugo from My Hero Academia, and suspected to be their My Hero Academia OC, all in a not safe for work setting. With all the preceding backlash from the My Hero Academia community, and just a lot of people in general, some of Erin's fans, Erin decided to delete a mass amount of Instagram posts, as well as their own account. Their TikTok and their YouTube was all private at the time. Their Instagram is back up, at least at the time of recording this, which has been 2 days since Streamline Workshop's video. Despite privating all of the social media, their Patreon was still up. Despite announcing on that very same Patreon that they would leave Instagram, it was a lie, because they've posted something as a day ago, I think, yes. And again, Streamline's Workshop, Streamline Workshop's video was made about 2 days ago, at least at the time of recording, probably 3 by the time of uploading. So they didn't keep that promise up for long. People have pointed out how similar Sam's OC and Sam's persona are to each other. Here's a side-by-side comparison of Sam drawing themselves and Erin Yeager. Doing this isn't necessarily linking the two up, but the similarity is there. And just because they are similar doesn't necessarily mean that, you know, they're both the same person. But what is sort of suspicious is that 2 days after the allegation is hit about them being the same person as their OC, or at least their persona is, but coincidentally 2 days after this hit, that's when they announced that they'd be leaving Instagram. Now once again, this is because they're on Instagram. That's all I gotta say. Oh my god, I just had a brain aneurysm. The lack of sleep is making me lose brain cells. Once again, it's quite coincidental. She just happened to start leaving Instagram when the drama occurred. Well, as they say, if you can't take the heat, get out of the kitchen. I'm sorry, that was a bad analogy. Now, when people defend this sort of behavior of drawing minors in not safe for work situations, their usual defense is a fiction is a fiction. And that's stupid. If you remember Cheijo from one of my previous videos, their defense was the exact same thing, saying a fiction was a fiction and not everything in it is real. So that gives people the right to draw a not safe for work of minors. But what doesn't make sense to me is that drawing minors this way can normalize it, and trying to defend it with the saying of, oh, well, I aged them up, when if you don't change anything about the physical body, then they're literally just the same. It's like the defense that people with lollies use, like, oh, well, she has the body of a 5-year-old, but she's actually a 1,000-year-old vampire, so I'm allowed to do whatever I want. Now, people aren't doing the dirty for the personality of the 1,000-year-old vampire that's a 5-year-old, alright? It's for something else, alright? It's for something else. They're not watching the corn, the lolly corn, for the personality of the lolly. You know what they're watching for. I don't know why I was going on a rant about lollies, but it's sort of the same thing here, because no matter what you say, oh, I aged them up, they haven't had any more traits that differentiate them from their original age. And again, that was an easy rebuttal to it because it's simple. And I also just want to state that, again, it normalizes it. If people can get away with this, then who knows what else will happen in the future, and it'll get away with it. Normalizing this sort of behavior can lead on to your real life, which, you can't say, cops, it was just a 1,000-year-old vampire and it had the body of a 6-year-old. It's alright. Also basically saying, well, there aren't technically any minors in the drawings because they're actually 18 years old. The rebuttal is to that claim of aging up is that you had to look at the minor, let's say for Bakugo, and think, I want to put myself in a not safe for work situation with this minor, or at least my OC. But oh, it's illegal? Maybe I should think twice about doing it. No, let's just age up the character. You had to think about it in the first place to do it. Like, yeah, I want to put this minor in a not safe for work position or situation. Why don't we just age it up so then I can have a scapegoat and just ride on that? Because they were aged up, so technically it's okay. But again, the way that could seep into reality is because you're normalizing you're normalizing putting minors into questionable situations, questionable acts. And once again, if it looks like a duck, if it does things like a duck, then it's probably a fucking duck. If it has the body of a 16-year-old, if it has the mentality of a 16-year-old, then you better bet your left nut that it's a 16-year-old. Let's say everyone in that situation was 18 years of age or above. You had to make the general consensus in your mind that you need to age up these characters in the first place because they were originally minors, so you couldn't put yourself or your 18-year-old character in a situation that would be questionable with them unless you did age them up. That is morally questionable. Very, very morally questionable. I believe it's perfectly fine for two minors to find each other attractive, or for a minor to find a minor character attractive, because they are both minors and there's no bad. You know what I mean? But when it becomes an adult and a child, or at least a aged up child, I hate hearing the words, it's just a drawing. Yeah, a drawing of a child and an adult. Once again, this can have an influence on other people. I think that's a point that I didn't mention before. Especially with a following as big as Erin's, it's not very good. Because this can influence other adults to do other things. Other stuff. I don't know why I keep looking behind me. Sorry if I keep going out of audio frame. Now, one of the biggest arguments most people bring up while they're defending this sort of material, let's just say, is the argument that, well, if video games don't cause violence, then this cannot cause any harm, because video games are just fiction, so thereby this is okay. For instance, when you play a violent video game, you are not You're not in that situation, or you couldn't be. For instance, in Apex Legends, you are playing as a character that has special abilities, and you're shooting other people with guns and stuff. You're not going to get outside and then be like, oh yeah, time to go do this in real life. But with the material I was talking about today of not safe for work art, it doesn't get that same pass, because this sort of stuff is like a fantasy. But you may make the argument that, hey, maybe wanting to be in a video game, but in real life could be a fantasy, so your argument is flawed. Having interactions in a inspectual way, I guess we'll just say, with a minor is achievable in real life. Okay, dropping from the battle bus is unachievable in real life. You cannot jump from the battle bus and do the epic Fortnite dance in real life, but there are things you can do minors in real life that are very much possible, especially being an adult. I'm not saying that they'd have the instinct to go out and do this, but I'm saying, you know. Now, I definitely do want to reiterate a point the Streamline Workshop brought up in their video that I think was fantastic. They compared the situation that we're talking about today to racism on the internet. This is a rebuttal to the claim that fiction is just fiction. Let's say, for instance, someone like Antunes, who made explicitly racist and transphobic comics. Most people would be calling them out because they are inherently racist and transphobic as well as being harmful. And I think anyone that has a brain function can realize that racism is bad, guys. Did you guys know that racism is bad? Yeah, I know, just learned that today. No, but in all seriousness, if you see something racist on the internet, like a drawing or even a statement, you would likely call that out, but you give not safe for work of minors a pass? Like, if fictional racism is a bad thing, then why isn't the sexualization of minors in not safe for work art pieces? It honestly makes no sense in my opinion. Alright, anyways, I think this can wrap up this video. I'm tired. I'm really tired. It's actually later than usual this time for recording. It was later than last time. I am very tired, and I really want to go to sleep right now, so I'm probably going to go do that. I hope you all had a wonderful time watching this, despite the topic being grim, and me slurring my words harder than a drunken alcoholic, but we're just gonna have to deal with that for the time being. Thank you all for watching. It meant so much if you've gotten to this point, and if you did, you're part of the cool club. Subscribe, like, and follow my Twitter. Then leave. Peace out, yeah, Club Godzilla. I ain't tricking, I'm just...
Got my eyes on a computer screen, trying to work my digits in. I fidget with my lettering, but never with my sentences. I pause and check the clock, and it appears it's 6 a.m. again. Another night wasted or another day finished, and my mind is steady running in place. I don't want to fall asleep, cause I got so much to say.